welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness, my little space where I share with you all of my sewing escapades, and March was definitely the month of sewing activity. I think culminating in the two challenges that I was participating in, Sew Frugal and Sew Yellow For Endo, and then my annual leave, which I had to use up of course before the end of March, and there was quite a bit there. Yeah, just managed to get so much stitching in, and it's been absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to share with you everything that I made for the two challenges, Sew Yellow For Endo and Sew Frugal, and we'll start off with Sew Yellow For Endo. Hopefully you caught both of my vlogs pertaining to those challenges. I had a great time chatting about both of those at length. Of course, Sew Yellow For Endo, although I don't suffer from the condition, I'm very much an advocate for female healthcare and for female experiences. It's just something that I'm very passionate about in every day of my life, so why not in my sewing world as well. So yes, definitely a challenge that I had to get involved in and have done every year. But this year, yeah, I pulled out a lot of my yellow fabrics, some of which I managed to get stitched up, some of which I did not. Let's just chat about it first and what I made up for that challenge. So the first thing I made was using a beautiful Liberty fabric, which I only bring out on special occasions. I have a bit of a thing about Liberty fabrics, but I've also a bit of a fear of sewing them in case the sewing doesn't go as planned. So pop a couple of pictures in for you so you can see what I made. I made a Kineton dress, which is a Cashmerette Club exclusive pattern, and I knew it was a good bet for me because I've made a couple of them before. In fact, I happen to be wearing one of them now with these lovely flounce sleeves, simple v-neck neckline. It's just really nice, elasticated waist, super comfortable, and I love the fit of it and I love wearing it. I find it really wonderfully comfortable to wear. So I made myself one in a beautiful Liberty print, which I got from Sister Mintaka. This is the Chatsworth Garden print, and I love all those lovely light florals that Liberty is kind of known for, but personally I just prefer a darker base, so I tend to buy darker base Liberty prints, and this of course is one of my favorites, and I love this dress. It's just so simple to make, so simple to wear, really easy. So that was the first of my makes, and because I get so much out of this pattern and so much joy just wearing something as comfortable as it is, I made another version. This one is in a viscose twill, which I bought I think last year from Fabric Godmother, and it's all my beautiful colours. So the Liberty only had little kind of like, I don't know, would you even call them accents? Little accents of yellow through the print, whereas this just really embraced it with the yellow, the browns, the gold, the oranges, and yeah, I absolutely love this fabric. So in addition to my Kineton dresses, I made an Emma dress, which is a sew over it pattern that I'd never tried before, and I found myself kind of like just sifting through the website looking for inspiration, and I wondered why I never made the Emma dress. So I had gorgeous checked yellow Ponte Roma fabric in my stash from Jenny Stitches, again probably last year if not the year before, and I thought I would try it out. It's a classic jersey fit and flare dress. You know, it's a staple really for a casual wardrobe. Couldn't believe I'd never made it before. Super simple. It's a 3/4 length sleeve. It's a lovely kind of scoop neck. It's fit and flare, so you've got your fitted waist, but it's also just got these knife pleated skirt pieces front and back, and I just found it a really lovely simple sew and quite a nice fit as well. There were no real adjustments or anything that I needed to make, so yeah, really got on quite well with that pattern, and I would make it again. I was a little concerned that my princess seam, because it's a princess seamed bodice, my princess seams would be disrupted a little by the check, but I think I got away with it. What do you think? Did I get away with it? I tried to be as careful as I could when cutting, but I also had to bear in mind, sorry, losing my voice a little, I had to bear in mind that I only had enough fabric as was recommended, so pattern matching while also realizing you only just have enough fabric, yeah, never a good plan. In addition to then the dresses, another thing that I made was the Brindille and Twig ringer tee for Henry. So I made 2 of these, and I made the first one in a gorgeous little nautical print fabric which I got from Jenny Stitches, and the cuffing then of course I used was yellow, so it contrasted really nicely. Again, we're going with the accents of yellow here. And the other one was in a little airplane jersey, cotton jersey, which I got from Mad About Fabrics, which is local to me, like 25 minutes up the road in Belfast. So that was the other thing that I made for the challenge. So another thing I actually made, even though I haven't shared it on here, is I did try out the So Undies pattern. I thought that was too simple a title. I thought maybe there was a name for them that I'd completely forgotten. So yes, I finally got to make that pattern, and it was brilliant. And that kind of ties us into the Sew Frugal, because even though the So Undies are a lingerie pattern and therefore not eligible for the Sew Frugal challenge, I did try them out. So I'd made them in a beautiful yellow cotton jersey, but again, not the kind of thing I'm going to stick in my grid. It was just for my own benefit. And I was trying out one of those free underwear patterns that I'd shared in my Sew Frugal free pattern video. And I thought that even though it wasn't something that was eligible for entering into the challenge, the competition, so to speak, that it was definitely a good opportunity for me to try out that free pattern, and I definitely would recommend it. It's fantastic. Now, So Frugal. Gonna try and keep my momentum here while my voice is still functioning. So the first thing I tried for this challenge was the How to Do Fashion No.00 Danmark blouse. Now, separates, while I'm getting a little bit more into them, are still not my go-to, so I decided to make this a dress. So I used the free blouse pattern and I just cut it off at the waist, adding a seam allowance and adjusting the darts just a little bit to be central on me. And I added just a simple gathered skirt. I used this beautiful fabric that I've had in my stash now for a few months, which came from a Sew Hayley Jane box. I think it's a viscose twill. It's beautiful. The handle is absolutely gorgeous and it sits really well. Now, one of the things about this pattern is, and again, it's a free pattern, so it's never going to be, in my opinion, totally flawless. I've still never found one that's totally flawless. Either the sizing's a little bit off, or the instructions are a little scant, or there's just always something for me. I don't know what it is. But it's got facings for the armholes. And while the instructions are straightforward and simple, I just find that they didn't really do it for me. I think I prefer to use bias binding in future if I'm going to do the arms, because the facings then need hand stitched, because you do them and you understitch them and you press them and that's fine, and it says to secure them in the seams, and that's great, but they still pop out. So I ended up having to do lots and lots of kind of tiny hand stitches just to make them sit properly for me. But I think it's a beautiful pattern. It's a very beautiful fit. I found it maybe a little too big, because I ended up, once the skirt was attached as well, which is a bit of a faff, I should have checked it beforehand, having to take it in a little at the waist, and in fact I should have taken it in the whole side seam, because there's just a little bit too much room in it for me, for my personal style. So yeah, going forward, I'm going to make it again. I am going to make it again. I'm going to use bias rather than those facings and things just for the arms, but I will actually downsize because I have plenty of room. And I'd grade it out from like the equivalent of 14 to 16, whereas I should just have kept it a straight 14. Going on my own measurements, it suggested that I would need to grade out, but I didn't. So made it, love it. We'll make it again with a few little adjustments. Definitely recommend it as a baseline pattern though. The next thing I made was the Friday Pattern Company's Bateau top. Now, I'm not a casual person, but when I'm in the house, it's nice sometimes just to have things to throw on. So I don't know if you've seen my past videos, but I've been sharing a couple of Santhe skirts that I've made, the recent Sew Over pattern, and I just wanted a couple of basic tops basically in the wardrobe to go with that for more casual wear rather than for wearing out. So I tried the Bateau top and I cropped it because I'm 5'1". I just find I don't like t-shirts. I don't wear them because of the length. I don't find them comfortable. I don't find them flattering. So I cropped this one. I'll pop a picture in, and I quite like it actually. Now, I do not like the method that the neckband is put in with. I find it totally fiddly. If you've made it before, maybe you'll disagree with me, but I just found it excessively frustrating to put in when a simple neckband would work just as well, or even because it's kind of, I don't know, I think the neckline I could get away with literally just ironing it over and running it through my cover stitch machine. I think that would work just as well. It would just be a little bit lower and a little bit wider. But yeah, a nice little pattern, a really, really simple make. I'm not sure I'll make it again, but I'll definitely wear the one that I have here. It was a fabric that I picked up when I was in Craftswoman in Carrickfergus. I only had a meter, so like it wasn't going to go very far, but it definitely makes a very wearable little top for in the house when I'm just like sewing or doing housework or even working from home. It looks okay, so I could get away with that. And the next thing then that I made, and this is a pattern you'll have seen me make before, free pattern from Sew Little Seam, the movie night pajamas. I make these for Henry all the time, but he has gone up a size, so I've been making a couple of pairs of these, and I used the same fabric that I was using for my Sew Yellow For Endo makes, and I used the beautiful nautical jersey from Jenny Stitches and the little plains from Mad About Fabrics. So there were 2 pairs of those little PJs made as well. So technically then that's what makes 3 and 4 for Sew Frugal. So 5th one then would be the picnic skirt, which is a free graded to your size pattern from Gertie Charm Patterns. And I had previously made the picnic set and I loved it. I think it's great. It actually fits me again, which is even better. It didn't fit me this time last year for so many reasons. But yeah, I wanted just a checked skirt and I thought, well, this would do really, really nicely. I had this beautiful fabric from Minerva in a gorgeous kind of like raspberry purple shade, and it was very simple. So you literally make your waistband piece according to your waist measurement, and you cut your pieces to the style you like. So I've used quite a lot of fabric for mine. I think 3.5 meters of fabric to make my skirt, with lots and lots of gathers to give it quite a lot of fullness, and then it's just like buttoned down the center. It's a really simple pattern. It's lovely, and really easy for anybody to make at any level. So if you're a beginner sewist, just a really lovely pattern to get started with. And is that me? Is that my roundup? I think that's my roundup of all the things that I made for the challenge. Pretty sure. That's quite a lot of stuff though, isn't it? And I have to say that's not even everything that I made in the month of March. I mean, you can see there's another one here, for instance, and there's a couple of other remakes that I will chat to you a little bit more about. But I just thought I'd do a roundup of the challenges, considering I had put my sewing plan videos up previously this month. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing the things that I made, and yeah, roll on next year and hopefully I'll have time to participate in those challenges again, because I am sure both of those will be running. They're so well established now and so well supported that why would they not? So we'll leave this video here. I will come back and chat to you about a couple of other little makes that I have got to, and some plans that I've got, and share with you some fabrics that have arrived as well, some of which I haven't even opened yet. So that'll be fun. We'll do that together. Chat to you all soon. Take care. Bye.